I wanted to ask you, since we're here on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s celebrating his birthday and his life and his legacy, I wanted to
Mhm.
ask you this because this is going up today. I'm going to put this up today.
Awesome.
How is what you're doing uplifting his legacy? How is what you're doing with media, the podcasting, and now exploring the documentary and video side of what you're doing? How are you working to uplift his legacy?
Representation matters. I want young black girls or black women my age, that think that they do not have a chance or it's too late for them, to know that it's not too late for them. Um, Black women, we need to know that we have a voice and we can use it for good. And that's what Martin Luther King did. He used his voice for good. He used his voice for justice. He used his voice for uh, people to be free, uh, to be equal. And with this platform, I like I said, I want to always create a safe space, but I always want to inspire people. I want to inspire women. I can give you a quick story, real quick, who inspired me when it came to this. And yes, Oprah was part of it. But back in the day, when a young girl watching the sports on TV and everything else, there was an amazing woman that was on there named Jane Kennedy Overton, and I follow her on Instagram. And she was the first black woman I saw to have a microphone, and she's talking sports. Well, I was already in love with sports, but you got a sister on here that's talking about football. It's surrounded by majority at that time of white men. Dr. Tachi back in the day, you didn't see a person of color, let alone a woman, holding a microphone,
right,
talking about sports, right? So I was hooked. I was like, oh my gosh, she looks just like me. And then fast forward years later, you have Oprah that came on in 1986 with her own show. Wait a minute, a black woman got her own show? She had her own audience? Are you kidding me? And then in the late 80s, early 90s, you have another sports figure on there, Robin Roberts, on Sports Center.
Right.
So it's just like things that I loved, and seeing that as a young girl going into a preteen, going into a teen, seeing that someone that looks like me, my color, my lips, my nose, my shade, the coarse hair, all of that. And seeing that on TV, I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. I can do this. I can make this happen. Years later, now, tapping into what I want to do, but I want to be a part of a trailblazing. I know that is such a big word at times and I don't want to say that like I'm Marisa Tigney is a trailblazer. I want Marisa Tigney to inspire. I want her to uplift. I want her to have women listen to my podcast, to watch my shows and have see my guests on it, everything else, that they can get a microphone, they can get a computer, they can, go and draw what they want to do, pursue their passions, pursue their dreams, whether it be on a microphone or whether they go and write a stage play.